Tonight's episode of America's Hometown Horror is brought to you by our friends at Fangoria magazine. That's right, the first name in fright since 1979 is now an affiliate of America's Hometown Horror. And because of that, we can now offer you an exclusive 20% discount on any first-time magazine subscription or merchandise purchase by heading over to shop.fangoria.com and using the code HometownHorrorPod at checkout. That's shop.fangoria.com/HometownHorrorPod, or just use the code HometownHorrorPod at checkout for that exclusive discount on anything from Fangoria. Tonight's episode of America's Hometown Horror is also brought to you by our friends at Horror Facts Magazine. Never heard of Horror Facts Magazine? Well, if you're a horror fan, they're a name that you absolutely should know. You can find them over at horrorfacts.com, and they're a great resource for all things horror, including news, reviews, editorials, and lots of other horror podcasts, not only limited to, but including America's Hometown Horror. So head on over to horrorfacts.com and check them out. Now, let's get on with the show. All right, hello, good evening, and welcome into another episode of America's Hometown Horror. My name is Mike, and I will be your host tonight, one of your hosts, I should say, on our 200th episode, so congratulations to us. If you're interested in such things, here's where you can find us online. First place is our website, which is ahhpod.com. It's ahhpod.com. Head there for more info about the show, about us, our blog, etc., etc. You can also find us on pretty much every social media platform, including YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X. Just search for America's Hometown Horror and you'll find us. You can also email us at hometownhorrorpodcast@gmail.com. And you can also call us and leave us a voicemail at 508-927-1267. That's 508-927-1267. And for our 200th episode, we might just play a couple of voicemails tonight. And last but certainly not least, or actually second to last, the best thing you can do for our show is like, subscribe, and give us a review, preferably a 5-star review on whatever platform you listen to us on. And actually, last but not least, our friend Shaun is now doing all of our audio and music production. He's making us sound great. So thank you so much to Shaun from Skywheel Media, who is still on vacation right now down in Florida. So hope he's having a blast. Again, get in touch with us. We'll put you in touch with Skywheel Media if you have a podcast that you're looking to up your audio production on. All right, and as we get underway here in our 200th episode, now is as good of a time as any to introduce my fellow co-hosts. We have a full house back in-house tonight. No more of this remote bullshit. I have Andrew, Catherine, Matthew, lady, gentlemen. Good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Happy New Year.
I haven't seen you guys since the New Year.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I haven't seen the fans since the New Year's.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, because you were a couple bouts of sickness, and I feel like it's been a fucking crazy couple of weeks because
did we podcast right after?
I think technically
we did. Yes,
we did the top
second,
10.
on the second.
Yeah,
Yes.
top 10.
Fail.
So that's okay.
Never mind.
Fair enough. But you're here anyway, so we'll still technically Happy New Year, guys. 200 episodes.
Yep.
How about that, huh?
A lot.
We've come a long way there, Susie.
A lot of episodes. Yeah, it feels like it was just Suze. Feels like it was just yesterday that we were sitting up here and recording into our first microphone, which was quite terrible and running way too long, talking about Krampus and me reading off a script for the entire 2 hours that we did it. And man, it feels like that was quite a long time ago. But here we are 200 episodes later, which is pretty wild. Yeah.
4 years ago almost.
Yep. 200 episodes recorded, lots of hours of rambling, a live show, lots of other fun things, lots of cool opportunities. So hooray for us.
How many minutes?
Good Lord. I would say it's probably at least, because we run late.
200
we run
times
long.
70 minutes on average, probably.
It's going to be over 300
ones.
hours of audio, I would say, that's
Wow.
out there. And probably we've recorded more than that. Some of the stuff that we've had to clip and edit.
I know that stat right there.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Write that. You write that.
I'll write it down. Yeah.
We go through every single episode and count the minutes.
Yes. Well, you can look at the end of the Spotify thing. Well, I mean, including
What good
the
stat
ads,
do
but
you?
It'll take a minute.
It's
Planning for fantasy
an
football. No one
interesting
cares.
stat.
Well, statistics are fun. We can certainly see about that, and I'll report back to you, Kat, with a full report.
Yes,
okay?
I want to see the numbers.
I don't know how many times the word "the" was said
Oh God,
throughout every episode.
probably quite a few if I had to guess.
Or
Fucking
two thumbs.
Brazzers.
Yeah.
Brazzers hasn't been said.
Two thumbs, way. Angela
That's another one that's kind of
Lansbury.
died out. That is,
Yeah,
that's been
Angela
gone.
Lansbury kind of went away.
Well, she did die too, didn't she?
She did
She
die.
So that's why it died out.
That's why it died out.
Literally.
It's not funny anymore.
Literally and figuratively.
Saying
there.
wild. I said wild a lot.
Wild. Yeah, we
I
did
say
say. I think
wild
I think we all made a conscious effort to say wild less. I don't know.
No,
I don't really feel like I ever said wild.
This movie's
that often.
wild.
Out of control. Andrew's a big out of control guy too. Bonkers, out of control.
Bonkers, bananas.
All right, so I'll basically
Pajamas.
I'll just go back and listen to every episode starting with.
See, I want to know what
I'll
word.
count every word.
I want to know
said.
what word we each say the most.
I probably say,
yeah,
There's got to be an
probably.
AI bot that can do that for us.
You
Oh, yeah.
definitely. Oh, probably.
Cat knows all of
I'll
those.
do that, yeah.
You've probably said I liked it a bazillion fucking
It was
times.
good.
It was good.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
Wait,
Yeah.
what was the question?
Yeah, what was the question?
I
Yeah, I watched The Jersey Shore. I watched Love Is Blind. I watched
British
The
Baking
Bachelor.
Show.
British Baking
need to
Show.
get back into that now that it's like winter weather.
Yeah.
I love watching that in the winter. It's so good.
Yep.
So
Well,
comfy, cozy.
anyway,
British accents.
yeah,
Awesome.
kind of crazy that we've been here for 200 episodes. And if you're listening to this, thank you so much for your support and listening to our show for 200 episodes. And like I said, just on our fourth calendar year of doing this show, which is wild. And we're looking to keep going for quite a while until they throw us off this podcast thing. So
Throw us off this
I
bitch.
don't know how exactly they would do that. But anyway, you guys want to hear a couple voicemails that were left for us for our 200th episode? All right.
Oh, sure.
All right, so here is message number 1. Let's see who it's from.
Wonder who
This one
it's
is
from.
a little bit lengthy, but it's some praise.
Good evening. It's the McLaughlins, Justin,
Hi, and Audra.
and we're just calling in. We have a question each for you guys. We just want to say we love the podcast. We love you guys. You guys are all super fun to hang out with. And keep doing what you're doing because we're huge fans. Congratulations on 200 episodes. We're going to keep being super fans of the pod. And my question is, since It Follows, we've really seen like a huge renaissance in horror. You guys have already covered that on the podcast. And I totally agree. I think that really was like a huge kicking off point of this ass beater wave of horror movies we've seen. What do you want to see in 2024? What would be like your big hitters? And if Salem's Lot is bad, I'm going to cry my eyes out because it's my favorite book besides like The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, but whatever. It's my favorite Stephen King book. So fingers crossed on that one. Let's see how it goes. And then Audra has a question herself, so I'm going to pump it over to her.
Hello, good evening. So my question is, all right, so I'm probably not alone in not being a huge Christmas lover. And, you know, during the holidays, we tend to watch some, you know, Christmas winter themed horror movies, which is great. They're all great. Krampus, you know, The Thing, wonderful. But do any of you have a usual movie after Christmas, after the holidays, going into the new year to cleanse you, you know, of the holiday spirit? Or do you have one in mind for this year? Because I'm trying to think of one myself.
We're talking the total ass beater here. We're trying to reset the year and
Yeah.
run into horror.
Exactly. Restart the clock. But anyways, love you guys. Congratulations on 200 episodes. Woo!
All right. Thank you guys. Talk to you soon.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.
Wow, well, that was super nice.
That was
Thanks,
awesome.
guys. Yep. Oh,
Thank
man,
you.
they are the best. And
Thank you.
big supporters of the show. Thank you to Justin and Audra.
And great friends.
Great
I've been
friends.
friends with them.
Awesome listeners. Very fun to talk to and hang out with at Haunts and Hops. They were at our live show, so they've been with us through thick and thin.
They're awesome.
Yeah, they're the best. So thank you very much to them for the very thoughtful message.
Yes.
So a couple
Shout out
questions
to
they had in
Vince.
there for us. I think the first one was what we're looking forward to in 2024.
Mhm.
Second question, Audra was looking for an ass-kicking horror movie to cleanse you of the holiday spirit and kick off 2024. Feels like that second question's tailor-made for Matt. So
I don't think she would want to watch any of Matt's faces.
So I
don't
think
want to listen to Matt.
I think Justin
Oh,
has
God.
mentioned to me that she was kind of initially the hardcore horror fan and kind of influenced
Yeah.
him to be a bigger horror fan. If I
Yeah, but I
remember
thought,
correctly.
wasn't she the one that was like every time, or is it someone
Justin gets a little he
else with some of your picks?
yeah.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, I guess to answer Justin's question first, just in order of how they came in. So 2024, I mean, he mentioned Salem's Lot. That has to
Yeah.
fucking come out at some point. And if I agree with you, Justin. If it sucks, I'm also going to cry. I think I'm just as a huge fan of the Alien franchise. I mean, Alien Romulus is
Yeah, that's
is
gonna be
up there
Fede
on my
Alvarez.
list. Fede Alvarez from Don't Breathe and the Evil Dead remake is doing this movie, so that has me with pretty high expectations, which is something that I've tried to not do with a lot of movies. I've been trying to temper expectations because I feel like a lot of stuff lately I've been going in and getting let down with high expectations. But with that being said, I know Ridley Scott apparently has seen this movie and thinks it's absolutely, I believe he said it was, quote, fucking great. And he's usually a pretty harsh critic of people that try and, add on to his stuff. Like I know he fucking
I thought it was a
hated.
show. It's a movie.
Yeah.
So they're doing an Alien TV show, which more news on that in a little bit, and they're also doing another Alien movie. They're not
So
connected.
the movie. Oh no, I didn't realize. I thought it was just the show.
The
I didn't
movie's
realize-
called Alien Romulus.
I thought that was the
and
show.
The TV show that's coming to FX is just called Alien.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, because I know
That's
that
exciting.
Ridley Scott said he absolutely fucking hated Blade Runner 2049, which I know Denis Villeneuve did.
I heard that movie was awesome.
I did too, but he apparently didn't like it. So he's not afraid to speak his mind if he doesn't like what people are doing with his work. So I'll say Alien Romulus. What else are we looking forward to in 2024, you guys?
Terrifier 3.
Terrifier 3 is a huge one. That's obviously going to be really big coming out Halloween season, Christmas theme.
Maxine.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
a lot of sequels.
New Beetlejuice movie.
Beetlejuice 2.
Sequel. Yeah.
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 I'm sure there's going to be another Winnie the Pooh movie coming out.
There
is.
another one.
Yeah, that should be at least interesting.
I just saw that they're having a Smile too.
They're making Smile 2. That's coming out this year
coming
too,
out
I
this year
think.
too?
Smile
Yeah.
2.
For
Yeah.
not sequel, original concept, I'll plug
Yeah, there's a lot of
Late Night with the Devil.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
that one
was
was
really
really good.
Been a lot of hype about what is it, Long Legs? or
Long
something?
Legs.
Yeah, that too.
Long
that-
Shanks.
Long
The Year of
Shanks.
Neon.
Yeah.
They got a handful of movies coming out that are supposed to be real bangers.
Okay.
Ass beaters.
All right.
What is this? I saw the TV Glow, and Fred Durst is going to be in it.
I have never heard of it.
I think I'm curious what site you get these selections
This is
from.
on the Wikipedia.
Ah.
Of
Okay.
what?
It's called Wikipedia.
Oh, so you knew about this?
No, I just Googled like horror movies going to be released in 2024, so I had a list in
And
front
this
of me.
was one of them?
This was one of
This
them.
Fred Durst movie?
I saw the TV Glow.
Weird.
Upcoming horror film
Frederick Durst.
by Jane Schornburn.
Never heard of them, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Cool, though.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, Fred Durst in a horror movie.
Saw the
Okay.
TV
First.
Glow.
Cool. All right. So yeah,
Fred
Justin,
Durst.
that's what we're looking forward to in 2024, among many, many others. That's just what I can think of off the top of my head. I mean, Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire is coming out in 24. I'm a Ghostbusters fan, obviously, so I'll be looking forward to that one. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. All right. Question 2. Audra wanted an ass-kicking movie to cleanse you of the holiday spirit and start off the new year. Matt, do you have anything?
Honestly, not even to just like be a fucking cop out, but this movie tonight that we're talking about, Terrified, is a pretty fucking damn good palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could go with this for a palate cleanser.
I was
Yeah.
I was going to say When Evil Lurks, or really anything
Yeah.
by Damian Rugna, because he was one of the first people I thought of. Jesus Christ, yeah, I feel like this movie tonight I can't wait to talk about. It's a lot of fun. When Evil Lurks, obviously we talked a lot about that on our top 10 of the year list. I mean, that's a really good one.
I'd say The Exorcist is always a good yearly rewatch to kind of just like reset. I watch that movie at least twice a year, probably.
It's tough. See, wintertime's weird because I usually like around this time I want to start like a TV show I haven't seen. I watch a lot of TV shows in the winter just to try something out because they have more time.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would just go with like, I don't know, usually like Silence of the Lambs or some sort of fucking early 90s.
I took her
Anthony
question.
Hopkins.
I took her question to be like bleak shit,
Bleak?
right? So
That's what I kind of was thinking.
So
too. It's like just fucking in your face.
two that popped into my head, I would think, if you want to just like bleak outlook at humanity, one that it's very, very bleak, and it's an awesome movie that I rewatch multiple times a year. Seven. That's obviously a very dark and depressing movie.
Very.
That's a really good one. And then I just had another one that I completely forgot. Fuck, it'll come to me.
Martyrs.
Martyrs. Yeah.
Irreversible.
Prisoners. Very bleak
Prisoners
movie.
is very bleak. I just watched that recently.
Yeah. Shit. What else? I was just thinking of something else, and I just
mean,
completely lost my train
I
of thought.
could go off.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. That's a good one.
That's very
Yeah.
bleak. Maniac.
Maniac. Great.
Yep.
I love that movie.
Okay.
And I've never seen the Elijah Wood one. You said trash.
No,
It was good.
You've never seen it?
Not the whole thing.
It's not bad.
It's
It's not
good.
bad.
Yeah, I've never
It's
seen it.
it's very different.
I don't even realize
I'm-
that
yeah.
that was a remake of that movie. I was like, I just see Elijah Wood.
It's just different. It's through like all POV.
Oh yeah. It's all
Try Cannibal Holocaust. Get back to me.
Yeah, Cannibal Holocaust. There you go. That's
That'll
another one.
cleanse
If
your
we're
palate.
not cleansing in a bleak way, I mean, we just watched the Mario movie. That was pretty cool.
Yes.
And actually,
We're gonna get into your watch list.
the little, I know, I'll save it, but the little ghost thing that's in the prisoner that's like, we should just all die. It was kind of bleak thing.
That weird character.
I was just curious.
Weird.
How long have you had these Mort Seinfeld glasses?
These are my
Yeah,
blue
what's up with
light.
that?
I was like, all of a sudden, I was
blue
like,
light blockers. I forgot I had
I was
them.
like, you look like Morty Seinfeld.
No, I was on my computer before you came over, and then I had them on my head, and I was just like, oh, I just forgot I had them on my head. I'm like, I can actually wear these because they're not sunglasses. I was like,
So you're wearing blue light blockers inside?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But you're not looking at any blue light.
No.
Well, I think you're supposed to wear them when you're looking at a computer screen.
Well, they don't really
Yeah, a blue light.
Yeah, you're wearing them. You're just wearing them
on
for.
my face.
Cat's
What are you,
Cat's
Cam
wearing them
Newton?
for style points right
Cam
now.
Style.
Newton
Yeah.
or Russell
I have
Westbrook.
another pair.
At least
too.
there's lenses in them.
All right.
I have a turtle pair too.
Anything else?
Just a black.
Anything else to juice cleanse yourself of the holiday spirit? No, I think we got covered a lot, right?
Just get nasty with it, I guess.
Sure thing. All right. Cool. Well, thank you again to Justin and Audra for the support and for the message. We really appreciate it. We have one more voicemail to play, and then I want to get into the news watch list and talk about this movie. Here's our next message.
Hi, mate. This is Bob Schmeat calling down from down under. Just a quick question for y'all. Love the pod. Love listening to your jib back and forth. Number one question is, do you want to see a movie about some kangaroos kicking your fucking head in, mate?
I love
Right.
it. Okay, so I believe,
Yes.
yes, hey, yes. So Bob Smith from Down Under. Bob, thank you very much for your support and listening down all the way under in Australia, which I'm sure you're clearly from with the Cape Cod zip code that you're calling Cape Cod area code
Probably do 411
that you're
or whatever.
calling from. But Bob Smith, to answer your question, yes, I would like to see a horror movie about a kangaroo kicking my fucking head in. Absolutely.
It's as if it's like Tortuga Takeover.
Tortuga
Yeah.
Takeover. We haven't talked about Tortuga Takeover in quite a while.
It's been a while.
That's
like,
a deep
right
cut.
in that same.
That's another deep cut. We're
Right.
talking about some old stuff on this episode
Yes.
tonight. Yeah, it could be like
So not
Kang-
even kangaroos just kicking you in the head, but also like getting you on the ground and like smashing
Yeah,
your
really
head
go.
into
Not
the
even that,
pavement,
kicking-
like,
Disemboweling.
yeah.
kicking your fucking
They
head
got
in.
some
There.
sharp.
You don't know what's in that
talons,
pouch.
claws,
It could just be like a horror version of Kangaroo Jack.
There's just an alien like
Kangaroo
child
jack-o'-lantern.
penis in their pouch. They pull it out. Just
What?
It's like
Child
their
penis?
giant,
What?
No, it's their giant cock, but with a baby kangaroo head at the end.
Oh my!
It's just-
They
it's a little Joey right
Child
there. It's just a
penis.
Joey coming out.
Joseph?
A Joseph Stalin, like it's like aggressive, really aggressive Joey.
Wow. Yeah, we're getting weird with these
Hey,
voicemails. Oh my god. All right. So yes, short answer, Bob from Down Under, who's clearly from Australia. Yes, we would like to see that movie. And thank you very much for your call and support. Oh, that's fun that we get some people to left us messages. How about that? All right, cool. Why don't we talk some news here real quick? Couple items I want to run through before we jump into tonight's movie watch list. Obviously, there's one big thing we all have to talk about here on watch list stuff. We'll get to that first. Matt, I sent this to you, and we kind of talked about it last week, that The Exorcist Deceiver, which was the title for the second movie in the new Exorcist trilogy. They have, I believe it's Blumhouse and Universal have fired David Gordon Green from this sequel.
Fired him.
And it says he has exited the sequel. My guess is
I
that
didn't know he got
they asked him
fired.
not to return.
Sounds like
I thought he left on his own accord.
It's like Bill Belichick, Robert Kraft thing
Yep.
going on right here.
Maybe.
He was let go.
Usually.
This is just a perfect example of like what's wrong with the executives in the film industry and how they think. Because, dude, Universal and Blumhouse paid $400 million for the rights to The Exorcist to make a new trilogy of movies, and they planned all three of these before they even knew that the first one was going to be a success.
Which it still made a shit ton of money.
It did. So yeah, I mean, let me see.
Maybe they'll learn their lesson. Stop spending money on ideas that have already been done. Like if you're gonna spend
Right.
that much money on something, you better have some fucking bangers.
Especially
lined
something
up.
that's that fucking
iconic.
revered.
That's
Yeah,
sacred. Like
right?
there's no need to remake it. And you're going to spend this much money and think that people are stupid enough to be like, we're going to sign up for this. And I mean, people are stupid and they probably will sign up for most of it. But
let's see.
not.
So David Gordon Green has exited The Exorcist Deceiver, and it was slated for a release in April of 2025, but they have removed the movie from their release slate altogether.
Well,
so I don't know
are
if
any
they're
of the
gonna make
executives
one.
getting fired for that decision? Because they should.
Probably not. Let's see.
Losers.
So according to the
Losers.
Hollywood Reporter, Gordon Green is exiting The Exorcist Deceiver as director because he's busy working on a feature film called Nutcrackers.
Because he's busy.
And
porno now,
Nutcrackers. And apparently he also works on the Righteous Gemstones. He also does that show. So
Such a rock.
yeah, my guess is that he basically was asked not to return because they didn't like the creativity and where he was going with the sequels. And
Well, he had just finished ruining like Halloween, right?
Yeah. He was the one that directed all three of the most recent Halloween movies, which there were some interesting ideas in there, but ultimately I don't think they all landed.
The pants were already pooped. They weren't gonna get it.
You're giving someone a pair of shitty pants and be like, do what you can.
Yeah,
with
and
these.
the unpoop.
And you're like, this Tide pen, that ain't gonna cover it.
Nope. It certainly
Literally
is.
He was just shitting himself into oblivion.
Yeah. So, hey, again, I would
We've all been
say,
there.
do we need more Exorcist movies?
No.
I think
No.
not.
Now, when you can have an original type of demonic possession movie, such as I don't know,
The Pope's Exorcist.
Terrified. This
Terrified,
movie,
yes.
There's plenty of them that they can just make their own.
Why remake? Why remake
yes,
The
Pope's
Exorcist,
Exorcist.
when you can have Russell
Fantastic.
Crowe on a moped with an Italian accent? That's what I say to
Yeah,
you.
I'll take that all day.
Blimped out on
Neither one of you guys have seen that. Oh, you
No,
saw it,
I haven't seen it yet. No,
You
I still
haven't
gotta
seen it.
watch
I
it.
feel like, like he said, you would like that.
All right, fair. Next topic. All right, so speaking of 2024 horror releases, there was one on the release slate for this year that was for a long time known as an untitled Universal monster thriller that was going to be directed by Radio Silence, who directed Ready or Not, the most recent Scream movies, Southbound, also worked in the VHS movies. We now have a title and a trailer for that movie. It's called Abigail. And the trailer has dropped, and I guess the working title or the behind-the-scenes title of this was Dracula's Daughter. Did any of you guys see the trailer for this?
No, never even heard of this.
So I am about all set with if people are going to remake Universal monster movies, they need to realize that there are more monsters than just Dracula and Frankenstein and the Wolfman. There's other cool stuff out there, but that being said, this does look pretty cool. Basically, the trailer shows a group of criminals that kidnap a little girl, and basically they take her to this house, and the guy that has hired them to kidnap this little girl leaves them trapped in the house, and it turns out that she is a vicious vampire and starts to hunt down all of these people. So it looks kind of almost like Ready or Not, that movie they did, but with a little girl vampire. Yeah, it looks kind of cool.
Another vampire movie?
Another
No
vampire
fucking
one.
way.
Yeah, right?
Wow, really? There's got to be, minimum 2 a year?
Easily. I mean, I did have two Dracula movies in my top 10 for last year, but they were both very good movies. With that said, like, dude,
But there was
vampires.
There was also 3 because El Conde. There's another vampire.
El Conde.
So that's 3 from last year alone. I'm sure there was others.
Yeah. So now we're getting Abigail,
And
potentially Nosferatu, potentially Salem's Lot. Those are all coming. So, dude, there's a lot. Hollywood loves them some vampires. Hey, Radio Silence, you could make like a Creature from the Black Lagoon movie, or
That'd
like,
be cool.
like a fucking Phantom of the Opera movie or something.
Can we just remake Frankenstein
That
with
would be
Robert
sick.
De Niro in it? Because that was sick.
Which one? Oh, what the?
Robert De Niro Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I remember that one.
I watched that in school for something.
I remember
it was
that
an English
reference.
class in like 10th grade.
It was the truest adaptation of Mary Shelley's
It's
novel.
like, Robert
That's
De
why.
Niro, what's up? What are you doing?
Loaded cast in
That
this
blazer
movie.
fitting.
Loaded cast in this movie, by the way. Melissa Barrera, Dan Stevens, Giancarlo Esposito, Kevin Durand, Angus Cloud, who's the kid from Euphoria that died last year.
Oh yeah.
Apparently,
Oh,
this is his last
What's his
role
name?
that he filmed before he died.
Yeah.
Angus Cloud,
He was
Wow.
good.
Kevin
He was
Durant?
good in
Kevin
Euphoria.
Durand,
Kevin
with a D.
Durant. I was like,
No. So you'd know him if you saw him. He's like one of the, like, oh, I know that guy. Not Durant with a T. Durand
okay.
He's like, with a D. With a D.
fucking
D,
Daddy
D.
Longlegs himself.
Yes.
The tarantula.
So Abigail, latest from Radio Silence, coming to theaters on April 19th.
Cool.
Yes. So I'm intrigued. We'll see how it turns out.
I won't see that.
All right. So we just talked about Alien Romulus, and we also mentioned the Alien TV show. Noah Hawley, who is the FX creative guy that is working on the Alien TV series, went on a podcast this past week and said that he is going to ignore essentially anything used from Prometheus and Alien Covenant in his TV show. Kat, I know you're not a big Alien fan.
Why?
Probably haven't seen either of those movies.
Rude.
Matt, Andrew, I ask you, good idea or bad idea?
I guess when does it take place?
Let me see here. So, it's the Alien TV series, first story to be set on Earth, roughly 70 years in the future. which I guess would take place after the events of Prometheus and Alien Covenant in the Ridley Scott
So it's
Alien
on Earth
timeline.
and
It's on
Alien
Earth.
too.
So that
And
that ship's-
aliens, I believe.
That's like
that ship
53
must
years.
must finally land on Earth.
maybe.
Right?
So I know that Alien Romulus,
Interesting.
the movie,
Between
is supposed
one
to be
and two.
set between Alien and Aliens,
Yeah.
and this is supposed to be taking place after Prometheus and Alien Covenant. But basically, Noah Hawley is not going to use anything that was in Prometheus or
First
Alien
off,
Covenant.
Prometheus gets fucking run through the ringer for some
It
reason.
really does.
I feel like that movie's fantastic, and Covenant's fantastic.
The coolest thing
Yeah.
about Prometheus is you didn't know it was an alien movie until the end.
Right.
Or like
Yeah.
a movie like that ties into the movie Alien. Like,
Correct.
obviously, it's an alien.
Unless you had known.
Yeah, I had no idea. First time I watched it until
I'm
the
trying
end
to
when the
think, I feel
fucking
like
thing pops out of
I
his
feel
back.
like I
was
knew that.
Yo, yeah,
I feel
that
like
was
I
awesome.
knew that at some. I feel like I knew that before I saw it. If I have to remember.
It was a pretty sick twist.
It is, yeah.
It was an awesome twist. I
Fantastic.
think
That movie
the like the trailer
What's
for
her face is
Prometheus.
awesome in that.
What's her name? The girl who played
She's in Girl in the
Dragon Tattoo.
yeah.
Numi Rapace.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her name, something like that. So I guess it basically boils down to that Noah Hawley, a couple things that he said. That he didn't like the idea of the alien, the xenomorph, being created as a biological weapon by an android. He thought that was kind of stupid.
Isn't
Didn't
that
really
the whole
agree with
point of
that.
the fucking first movie?
That's a well. I mean, I guess that's the well. It already existed in Alien, and basically in Alien Covenant, they're saying
that
that
they
David,
manufactured it.
Michael
Yeah.
Fassbender's character made a bored robot created the alien, which he doesn't like apparently. Okay, so I guess I can understand that. He also said in the prequels, Ridley made the technology thousands of years more advanced than the technology of Alien, which is supposed to take place in those movies' future. There's something about that doesn't really compute for the retro futurism of the first two films. So that's a choice I've made. There's no holograms. The convenience of that beautiful Apple Store technology is not available to me in my show. Okay, so that I understand. That's
fine.
kind of cool.
I like that. That's cool.
Get
It's
that.
probably going to be good.
It's probably going to
I
be
have
really
no
good.
doubt. FX got the movies, but they also know how to make TV shows.
They do know how to make TV shows. So I have some
Buy
faith
TV
in this.
shows.
I guess it just sucks to see Prometheus and Alien Covenant just getting trashed on, and I
It's
think
fine.
unfairly so.
We can like it in our own right. That can be one of our favorites.
Yeah.
The-
Yeah, I
no
like
one
both
cared.
of those.
They're both
I do too.
fantastic movies, and it's a shame that people didn't like it. I don't understand.
Yeah.
But whatever.
People are missing out.
Fanboys, probably.
Yep. All right, last news item. Speaking of stuff that's coming up in the future, saw something online today to not expect anything new from Yellowjackets until at least 2025.
That's fine. That show kind of fucking sucked.
Yeah, I think they need some time to regroup and
Right.
you know,
It's not just-
stay in the writers'
It's not
room
just
for a little while.
it's not just a music video. Like he actually has to like make something interesting. You
Yeah.
can't just play songs and be like, "This is 5
Like
minutes."
Yellow
of act.
Jackets, blah. Like
Yeah, I don't think
Here's a
I mean,
'90s song.
I
We're
know
gonna
we
play
did
this
kind of
and we
go
get
episode by
nostalgic.
episode when we were podcasting when that show was on, but I feel like there was a pretty big decline from season 1 to season 2. So I'm hoping they really bounce back with season 3. And if they need to take some extra time to make it as good as season 1,
They got to start eating everybody.
yeah, right. I mean,
Yeah,
they have
Eat
to
people
get there
eventually because
right?
that's what I signed up for.
Yeah.
and that's what I'm expecting. And
Start-
you're not doing it.
Yo, dogs gotta eat. Girls gotta eat, baby. So start eating them people. All right, that's what I got for news. You guys have anything else you want to bring up before we move along? Move along.
No, I think we covered it.
All right, why don't we take a little break here and pay some bills? We'll be right back with Watch List. All right, we're back. All right, one more little segment before we get into tonight's movie. And feel like we have one pretty big thing that all four of us can talk about here. Now, I guess we'll try and keep it as brief possible, I should say. Safe to say, we've all watched the first episode of True Detective Night Country. Yay?
Mhm.
Yes?
It was fine.
Yep. Okay. All right. So I'm interested to hear people's thoughts on this. Getting a lot of praise, and I don't think it's undeservedly so. A lot of people that are saying that they're thinking that this is off to a stronger start than the first season, and to that I say no.
Shut up.
I
Stop.
say no.
End conversation.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see where it goes. I do wish there was more of it to watch right now. This definitely sucks that it's not bingeable, but I think HBO definitely wants this to stay in the conversation for the next 6 weeks, which it's only 6 episodes, which is
yeah, I didn't
also
know that.
it's only 6 episodes. So
Move along.
they have a lot
Yeah.
to get through, and they did set up quite a few mysteries in this first episode here. Mysteries, lots of things.
History's
God,
mysteries.
so overall, Andrew, you said you were disappointed a little bit.
Okay, so I wasn't. The hype was a bit much.
Okay.
And for people to be saying that this is better than the first episode of season 1,
It's erroneous.
that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Season 1, episode 1, 10 minutes into that show, I was fucking hooked immediately, immensely just ingrained. Like I would have loved to watch the whole thing.
I'm in.
I was in. This one, it's interesting. It's very X-Men. I feel like this is way more supernatural than it's going to be. I feel like this is going to end up being way more supernatural than
that. I like,
which is fine. I'm all on board with that.
Yep.
I don't really like the dynamic between the two cops. They're both very similar characters. They're both kind of curmudgeonly, just angry female cops, which is fine if you have one of them. Like you need one's good, but you can't have two of the same people. So there needs to be some sort of arc that one of these characters takes because you can't have two.
Yeah.
It's got to be some like good cop, bad cop. Like that's what made Rust and
Marty
was they were just yin to yang beautifully. Like they're not different. They're very similar, and I don't like that.
Yeah. So I wasn't disappointed. I definitely liked it, and I'm obviously going to watch the whole thing. But I'm in agreement with you there, Andrew. The two main characters aren't clicking with me quite yet. I think the stuff with the guys at the research station, awesome. Huge cosmic horror vibes throughout the entire episode. All kinds of weird stuff going on. So I am on board for that. I love the fact that it's shot. Or it's the story's taking place essentially in the Arctic Circle, and it's going to be dark the entire time. I think that's a very good plot device to tell this story. Pretty cool. A lot of little Easter eggs in there for horror fans and fans of season 1. There's a lot of stuff. I've already put on my my Reddit sleuthing cap and already looking at theories and all kinds of weird stuff, which I will not spoil for you guys. I've read some interesting things about where this could actually go.
You don't spoil.
No. But I mean, obviously, huge vibes of the thing based on where the story's taking place, and the people from the Arctic, from a science station disappearing and then popping up later.
Great concept.
Also have a VHS of Alien and the Thing next to each other within plain view next to the TV.
Did you see that, or did you read something?
I noticed. No, I noticed it.
I was looking for it. When was it? I didn't even pay attention to that.
Oh, it's like right
immediately, like when they first showed the TV.
Yeah,
and you have all the movies behind it.
No, so it's when Jodie Foster's in there.
Okay. That's what I figured. That
like when she's going to rip the cabinet off to shut off Ferris Bueller, and they like linger on it for like a couple seconds, and it's like the Thing. You can see like the cover of the Thing
because at that point I was paying less attention.
Yeah, which Issa Lopez, who is the director of the series, and she wrote the whole thing. She did say that Alien and the Thing were both heavy influences on this season.
Interesting.
So I think that's pretty cool. I'm excited. Kat, what did you think of episode 1?
I liked it.
There it is.
And chuck it up for the 9 millionth time. She's like,
I don't know. I don't know. No, I mean, I did like it. I do think it's a little basic. I mean, the whole idea with the, winter days, night, whatever, 100 days, night, whatever. It's kind of been done
winter
so
days,
many
night,
times.
100 days a night, not
maybe
it's been done better with Josh Hartnett. Hello.
Yeah.
Does anyone else get these TikToks about the North Sea?
No.
All of a sudden, I'm just kidding.
You are obsessed with the North Sea.
No, you're not kidding.
No,
you're being serious.
I'm not really
whatever
kidding,
the fuck you're talking.
No. But
North Sea.
No, I'm just saying that there. Like, I feel like I've
North
watched
Sea
so
scary.
many winter dark movies that I'm like, oh, this is gonna be another weird thing. It's gonna be one of those movies. It's dark. There's gonna be.
It kind of reminds me of. It's got a lot of fortitude
like,
going on.
Okay, cool. What's gonna happen? Blah blah blah. And you're like, but it has. I mean, I hope it has more substance than where you think it's going.
Where do you think it's going?
I feel like it's a basic thing, and there's going to be. I mean, obviously, there's also two cops with two completely different views, even though they're very similar in their like attitude. Like she's like the one of them is super kind of old school. The other one's very spiritual, realistic, like believes in the culture and a lot of other. So I mean, then you're led to believe that there's some sort of supernatural thing and whatever. And I feel like it's all going to go back towards culture, and it's going to be some weird like Wendigo thing or like. I don't know. Like, I just feel like it's gonna. You'd be cool with that?
It would be a big
I'd be cool with that.
What the show
I also
is.
got to say though, big thumbs down to the cold open on this show. That was terrible with the CGI fucking caribou.
The caribou.
That was horrendous. I thought that was so bad.
Really?
Personally, I thought it was so. The CGI was awful, and it was like cool. Like they're just running off a cliff. Was a demon coming to get them? Boo! Here we go.
There wasn't anything that grabbed me.
It didn't. The cold open I thought was
in
weak
the
actually.
First episode.
The
Not
end.
that-
The ending it grabbed me.
Grabbed?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, the ending was
It got me
good.
interested when they were on the ice and that lady, her
You find
dead
out
husband,
that
which
that
is
dude's
weird.
dead. Yeah.
And then she leads him to these fucking people.
That
frozen.
dancing scene, that actually gave me the chills. That was
Weird.
like kind of creeping me out.
Yeah, that was weird.
Matt,
Those two characters are interesting.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Matt, what'd you think?
It was cool. I'm definitely like I don't want to say too much because it's only the first episode. Part of me will be disappointed if this is a supernatural story. Because it's just like it's not what True Detective is.
It's called True Detective.
Yeah,
it's
it's just
not
not
called
what that is.
Aliens, the Killer
True,
Tomatoes
true.
from Outer Space
But
or whatever.
if it's good, then that's great. But it's just like fuck. I just wish like you just made a different fucking show.
So you guys would much rather
It feels like I'm watching the X.
I want it to be
See,
exactly. I want this to be a
I
detective
know you like
show.
that.
I do.
Yeah, but it's a detective
it's
show.
so there should
I
be
want
an ending.
like
There should be a concrete.
I don't think it's going to go there. I think it's going to very much skirt the line like season 1 did, but not fully go there.
Yeah, cult.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Well,
I'm not,
everyone's
but
on
I am
drugs.
curious what to see the Navarro. What's her name?
Navarro.
Navarro.
Yeah.
I want to see what her like background story is because some of her flashbacks are fucked.
Yeah. The army
whether
one.
she was like in Iraq or
Mhm.
Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she finds that other girl like in that storage unit.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
So
you didn't
there's
see
a
her,
lot to unpack
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Jodie Foster's character kind of annoys me.
Yeah. And she's supposed to annoy you.
It's just like I don't believe her.
Yeah.
Like as a character, like it's just like she's
Yeah.
she's not Clarice from fucking Silence of the Lambs
Yeah.
by any means, dude.
I mean, obviously,
No, she's like the
Washed
opposite
up.
end of the
Yeah.
spectrum. Like
Yeah.
just miserable.
I just
Like,
don't believe her acting. So I'm
Yeah.
having a hard time getting through with that.
great actress. I mean, just not one of my personal favorites. So I tend to agree, which I think goes back to what I was saying.
Is she a
before. The
great actress, or
characters
she's been in like
aren't
two
hitting for me
decent
quite
things? Yeah. She was in Silence of the Lambs and what else?
yet.
Panic Room. Terrible.
Taxi Driver.
Okay, when she
Yeah,
was like
but she was
7
like-
years old.
yeah, right.
Like, I mean, since Silence of the Lambs, what has she been in?
I know she's doing a lot of directing now.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm saying as an
producing.
actress.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
No, I feel like she's kind of overrated.
Silence of the
Like
Lambs
Silence
is
of the Lambs,
great.
she was phenomenal.
She's
But
great. Yeah.
other than that,
You know, she's in Silence of the Lambs.
Panic. Like,
I don't really like that movie.
Yeah, the movie's terrible. What else has she been in?
Yeah, that's not one of my favorite Fincher movies. Yeah.
I'm saying like as an adult.
I don't know. I have to go back
Maybe
through her
we'll just are we
filmography.
just blowing her for no reason? I think we are.
Well, I think it's
She
just
have
the
a
nostalgia
penis?
of being like, oh, it's fucking
It's Clarice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Clarice returning to a
but
serial killer
she's
story.
like a
potentially.
mean Clarice.
Hello,
Yeah.
Clarice.
I don't like this
Yeah.
Clarice.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Again, it's only the first episode. There's
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah, we got
I'm
5 more.
interested. I'm into it.
Oh
So
yeah, I'm in. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see where
It's
it
only
goes.
6 episodes. I'll watch it.
That mining company is going to come into effect in some way, shape, or form later down the line.
the
I
one
know.
that
yeah, the one that Navarro went and talked to the
meets
guy from
yeah, with his kid.
the dead girl from the cold case. She was protesting them. Like that's,
think some
that's going to
So
come
that's
back.
like a pipeline
That's-
situation.
that's gonna-
yeah.
that's
I'm
gonna
waiting
come
for like
back.
Hollow Earth. Like
So the
reptilians
Wendigos
come
in the
running
mine.
out. Reptilians. Wait for the reptilians.
Yeah,
They're
reptilians.
coming.
That's over. I already just told
Yeah.
you the whole
100% gonna
Yeah.
be reptilians.
You don't have to
Someone
watch
else.
it now.
Yeah, but like the quote they showed before the cold open, that's from a character by a character in one of the short stories in The King in Yellow. So they're definitely paying homage to
Oh,
season
you know
one.
what?
Lots of stuff.
I know it's gonna happen.
Right? I feel like you can predict it.
It's not. I don't think it's anything supernatural at all.
Yeah.
Actually, well, no, because there's still another part to it. But
I just don't
I know what happened to that girl.
Mm.
So
I just don't know how you get all 8 of those guys with naked out in the middle of the tundra with those looks of abject horror on their faces and then get them to freeze to death.
well, at first
I
it
don't-
was like
yeah.
when they find the body in the craft and the thing. I was like, are they all fucked up, dude? I was like, what is going on? But then they were just like in fear.
Yeah.
But it looked like at first like they had those like 2 like melted.
But there was only
fucking
what?
faces.
There was what? 3 or 4 of them.
I think they only
Dude.
showed 3,
But
but
I think so. Were they all there? Or was
I
just a couple?
believe that it's supposed to be all of them.
I see. I'm wondering. I feel like it would be
Maybe
more
it's
interesting
like
if there's
few.
some missing.
They definitely didn't say at the end. So
Yeah.
well, I'm sure
because
we'll
maybe
find
then
out.
it would be more like Dreamcatcher.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Like
This has Dreamcatcher vibes too.
Little
Definitely,
Dreamcatcher
yeah,
vibes,
that's a good call too. So yeah, I'm into it. Let's see where it goes. I don't know. We're gonna keep watching it. I'm assuming so. Curious George is up in here. All right. Anyone else have anything that they watched they want to talk about? Matthew? No.
No.
So I
Andrew?
watched. I haven't been on a bit. But I'll keep it short.
Yeah, go
So
for it,
I
yep.
watched a 2023 horror movie that I didn't get to watch before we did our rankings because I wasn't that interested. But I watched it otherwise. I watched this movie Nefarious.
Mhm.
And the main reason I watched this movie is apparently it's extremely divisive. Like I looked up. So what do you think the Rotten Tomatoes score by the critics is for this? It's like, just take a guess.
40%, 50%,
Okay. And then what do you think the audience rating is for this movie?
90%. Usually there's a huge
So
disparity
it's
between the two.
33% critics, 96% audience.
Okay.
And I was like, I feel like I haven't seen too many movies where it's that big
Yeah,
of a difference.
that's a movie I want to see.
And Sean Patrick Flannery, he was very good as like the main character.
Yeah.
I heard it's just like Catholic propaganda.
See, that's what people say, and I never even realized that, but I always assumed that like the Bible is Catholic propaganda because
it is.
And so if you're because but like honestly, so if you're talking about a demonic movie with demons, it's going to be kind of like the demon's going to be basing all of your bad doings based off of the Bible. So I don't know why it is what it is. It was very boring.
What was it called?
Sean Patrick Flannery was great. It was called Nefarious. He played this demon known as Nefarious. He also played the main character who's on death row for murdering a bunch of people that he didn't remember doing because it was the demon that did it. And it's basically just an interview room with him and a doctor who's trying to determine whether he is insane or not and if he should be put down or executed, basically. Yeah, put down. He's a dog. He's a dog. He's a dog. Whether he should be executed or not. And it's pretty much that. Like it's one room. I'm pretty sure it's like the entire movie.
That sounds fucking.
That sounds awful.
Yeah,
it's I don't want to watch that.
Like you have to have very strong dialogue and very strong acting for that to work. And the acting is like a B+, and the dialogue's like a C+. So yeah, it doesn't.
Really
How
work.
did you watch it?
How I opened my eyes and
It
it was only like an hour and 30 minutes. I was waiting. It was interesting, and I was interested in it. It was an interesting story.
Let me put it
but
this
then
way.
nothing happened.
So
you just waiting. I watched Skinamarink.
I would say you took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
We all made it through Skinamarink, so
Yeah.
I think anything compared to watching that movie, which was like watching
I can
paint
watch anything.
dry.
It was an hour and like a half. It was fine,
Yeah. Okay.
but it wasn't very good. I watched The Holdovers. That was really good.
Yeah,
Not
that was
Holdovers
really
was
good. Awesome.
I really loved that movie.
Feel good movie.
That was a nice Christmas like feel good movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me and Sarah watched that. She was like, "Movie wasn't very funny." I was like, you watched The Big Bang Theory.
I thought
it's like you
I
don't
thought
know
that
what
movie
funny
was.
is.
I thought it was extremely funny. It's like Sideways, which is an underrated movie.
Yeah, I definitely.
Sideways is great. Same director.
I'd watch
Yeah.
Holdovers again with you, Kat.
Paul
for sure.
Giamatti is
Yeah.
fantastic.
It's
I love
awesome.
Paul
It's really,
Giamatti.
really good.
What else did I watch? I watched Saltburn, not a horror movie.
I do want to see that.
Wild movie though.
Wild movie,
Yeah.
just more gross than anything.
Yeah,
it was
it's
just
like
like
uncomfortable.
Boy.
That movie was good though. Like
It was
it's
very
it's
good.
crazy.
It was
Like,
really
the way
good.
it unfolds is like you're like, holy
You're still talking
Fuck,
about
what's his
Saltburn.
face?
Yeah.
What's his face? Barry
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 Keoghan.
Keoghan.
Yeah.
unbelievable,
Creep, dude. Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
In that movie.
I've heard people say like if you actually
Gets these
Think-
ding dong.
if you think that Barry Keoghan can't play the Joker in the next Matt Reeves Batman movie, then go
there's
watch
not
Saltburn.
a role that he can't play.
No, he's an incredible actor. I loved him in the
Banshees of Inisherin.
Banshees of
Banshees,
Inisherin,
yeah.
and the Killers of Killing of the Sacred Deer is
yeah,
like
he's
one of the
nuts,
most chilling and horrific, terrifying performances
And
I've
he was
ever fucking
he
seen.
was like not even like classically trained. Like he just like showed up.
He's like a
'Cause,
boxer.
Yeah, and his like first movie you ever see. I mean, he was like 12, and there's like there's like a TikTok video of it basically because like he says a line, and everyone's like, "The fuck did he even just say?" Because his
He's
Irish
so
accent
Irish. Oh, yeah.
is
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
hard. You're like, I don't even know what he said.
Yeah.
Like he's come a long way.
No,
He's
good for him. I
fantastic.
like him, but I liked Saltburn, but there are like it's uncomfortable.
There's some very strange scenes. In that
not even like in like a like because there is like a lot of like gay stuff. And
No, it's not even that. It's more like it's like
it's
a
just
lot
like,
of like the
it's strange.
So
what's happening.
I compare it
You're
to like a lot
what
of
the
like
fuck is going
those
on?
like Steve Carell, Paul Rudd comedy movies where it's just awkward and uncomfortable and you
Yeah.
don't feel. It's mostly that with just like a whole different level of just like you're like, oh, this. I don't know why this is
Well, it's
making
just
me
like
feel
drinking
so.
someone else's bathwater is just fucking
Mm,
repulsive.
Strange. Oh boy. Well, yeah, we watched the Super Mario Brothers movie. It was awesome.
I was gonna say, I'm like,
Kat loved it.
Yeah, I watched Super Mario Brothers movie.
That movie's fantastic. I
It
told
was
you that movie was fucking
amazing.
great.
I loved every minute of it.
Shout
It
out
was
to Luigi's Mansion, kind of
awesome.
All right.
Oh my
Dope.
god, it
That
was
was fun.
so good. Just watching it like made me happy. Being like, oh, and listening to the music, and I was like,
I'm a little disappointed that
like leveled it up.
Peaches didn't win like Song of the Year.
Yeah.
That was better than the Ken song.
I still haven't seen Barbie
Yeah,
yet.
we
So
still have to watch
can't-
I haven't either, but I
can't
can tell you
comment.
it's better than that song.
Probably.
But, yeah.
Peaches.
Oh my God.
That's not the song I was
Loved
thinking of.
that movie. It was so awesome.
Yeah.
I'd watch it again.
Yeah, it's good. It's very good. It's definitely good on Netflix now, so worth checking out.
I know. I want to watch that.
It's fun.
Just even the little bits,
I think
like
I could throw that on with Layla.
You certainly
Yeah.
will. Yeah, she'll dig it. She'll
And
dig
you
it.
would enjoy it thoroughly.
the little references they have here and there too. You're like, ha,
Yeah.
ha, 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 ha.
I
Like,
love Mario.
it's awesome. It's great.
Chris Pratt tried his best to ruin it with his voice, but it was fine.
I actually didn't think he was that
He
bad.
wasn't
And
that
Charlie
bad.
Day wasn't bad as Luigi either. I didn't
Charlie
think
Day
that.
was great as
People
Luigi.
were kind of hating on the two of them, but I thought they were both fine.
Jack Black was really good as Bowser.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was great.
He was
He was
so
good.
chill. Anna Taylor-Joy was
Yep.
very good.
Anya. Yep.
Yeah,
Your,
she kind of looks
your
like
girlfriend.
with the big eyes.
Yeah, the big old
Very
doe
far
eyes.
apart.
Sanders.
Yeah.
Yes, they are very,
They are very far
very,
It's
apart.
like a
far
yardstick
She's
between
like a
Can-
hammerhead shark.
Yeah.
Can-
That's not very
That's
mean.
Can
That's really
confirm.
mean.
That's
Yeah.
not.
Oh.
That's okay. I'm
Cat
gonna
He
fight.
said she has a hammerhead shark
Cat
face.
fight
I'm
with
gonna
Anya Taylor
Google
Joy.
You can Google that, but that's
Catherine.
not. That's still a mean
Anya
thing to say. To
Taylor-Joy.
That is
somebody.
brutal. Yeah.
All right,
If
well,
someone said it looked like a hammerhead shark, I'd be
Hammerhead.
like, "That's
while
weird."
you're
I'm not
googling
the first person to think of this.
while you're
I'm sure.
googling
Now,
eyes of a hammerhead
You
shark.
could say that she looks like the character from Ice Age, like the girlfriend
Oh
of the,
no, Sid is lost.
Sid's girlfriend.
See, it's her.
Oh my God,
That's aggressive.
it's not. I mean,
Yeah.
Anya Taylor Joy is better looking. Than
I actually do think she's attractive.
She
I just
is,
think
yeah,
her
she's
eyes
not
are
bad
far.
They are,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what makes it a little freaky. Like you,
She got the X factor,
alien,
dude.
Yeah,
Something
she's got the
Yeah, it's
X-Men
just-
factor. You're
They're
like,
very far apart.
I mean, it's not wrong. I mean, but
They're very
it's
far
still
apart,
mean.
though.
It's still mean. Cat does not like Anya Taylor Joy.
No, I like her. She's fine. But yeah, her eyes are very far apart.
can't all be
Um,
fucking studs. Like
Can all be
Yeah, exactly.
Like you.
A pluses. We can't all be A pluses.
they usually say eights. Can all be eights.
Can't
now,
all be
can
eights
we?
out of 10.
She's a 10 because she's got millions of dollars.
That's true. That's also true. I one of my New Year's resolutions was to read more books and to listen to more books, and I did finish one book that I had already started and started another one. So both by Nick Cutter, who I know I've talked about in this podcast before. I read The Troop last year. I listened to The Troop, which was fucking awesome. I finished his latest book, which is called The Handyman Method, and I think it's
I heard about that one.
my least favorite of his works. But I also am about halfway through The Deep. The Deep is his second novel. Amazon picked it up for a streaming series. I don't know. It's not like slated to come out anytime soon, dude. But this guy, oh my God, he just like he's not for the faint of heart. The way he writes stuff, a lot of little imagery,
Yeah, the truth
very
is gross.
The truth is disgusting, and this is definitely getting there. It's like you have to have a strong stomach, like big time body horror vibes. The Deep definitely has some cosmic horror stuff going on. It's very interesting. But there's some stuff in this book, man. Like if you like,
Really
like
like to read, man.
stuff that's like if you're a parent, it is tough to like hear and listen to because there's some stuff that happens in this. You're like, holy fuck. I don't know what Nick Cutter has against animals. There is some brutal animal violence in this book and also in The Troop, by the way.
Mhm.
So if that is the type of thing that turns you off, I would say don't read his books because there's some very graphic descriptions of some very awful things happening to some very
Not
good
puppies.
boys and
Some
girls.
snuggly little wood.
Yeah, but it's just
Yeah.
words. It's not.
It's
It's
just-
not actually killing anything.
No, I know that, but it's like, dude, what? Like you read this,
Chill.
you're like, dude, you
It's like
wrote
4
this?
pages.
Like,
But
dude,
sometimes
what is going
some
on,
people
man?
just have no chill, and they just
Like,
this
why
is
do
what I'm
you
doing.
hate dogs?
I
You
hate children.
turtles,
I hate
chimpanzees,
animals. Like there's certain directors that just
like,
hate
what are you
kids.
doing,
Like,
dude?
wow,
So,
I just hate
yeah,
kids,
the
right?
Troop, I actually had to turn it off for a little bit because there was a couple things that I was just like, ooh, bro, that I'm all set.
I've never
But-
had to turn off a book before.
With that,
How do you one
with
turn off a
that
book?
being an audiobook.
You just
But
close it.
with that being said, if you can stomach those sorts of things, it's a very compelling read. Like I'm psyched to see how it finishes and what they do with it when it eventually turns into a TV series. So that's Nick Cutter, The Deep. If you're
Who's the
looking
real-
for
what's his
something
real
to
name?
read, that is a pen name.
I would assume Nick
I will look it up.
Nicketer.
Yeah, Nick Cutter. I believe it's Craig something. He's Canadian.
Craig.
Craig. Hey, Craig. Nick
Tim
Cutter's
Allen,
real
because
name
you're
is
Craig Keller.
Craig
Oh my
Davidson.
God.
Craig Davidson.
Craig Davidson. Yes.
Dave
Now,
Davidson.
what's his real name?
Davidson.
Dave Davidson.
David Davidson.
David.
You, David Davidson.
Yeah.
I'm a woman. I did not ask you if you were a woman. I asked if you were Dave Davidson.
Dave.
You will get that one.
I have sensitive needs.
You will get that one.
Anyone else watch anything? Are we ready to move on?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's move on.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to talk about Terrified here in a few short moments, but why don't you pause for a quick 90 seconds to get a word from our sponsors? We'll be right back. And 5.
It's official. The critics' decision is in. Spooky World is spectacular. Enter the new black hole. If you dare. Or the new horror House of Wax. This year, don't miss the real Jason, Bobby Pickett, or Alice Cooper. Phone the 24-hour Spooky World hotline. 508-838-0200. That's 508-838-0200. Spooky World is just west of Boston and haunts every night from October 1st till November 1st. If you had the nerve, you'd phone 508-838-0200.
It's America's horror theme park, Spooky World. Sleepy clovers. Alive, it's alive! It's alive!
The new face of evil is going to scare you to death. Barrett's Haunted Mansion. It's killer this year. Then be next door to the Abington Ale House. Barrett's Haunted Mansion. Eat, drink, and be scary. Go to bhmansion.com.
All right, we're back, which means that we are talking about the title, the movie that is listed in the title for this podcast episode for our 200th episode. Just tripping over my own tongue here like an idiot. And that would be Terrified, which is a 2017 film directed by Damian Rugna, who I feel like we have talked a lot about in recent weeks. And I say to that, deservedly so. And this is definitely one of those movies that might not be on a lot of people's radar, and it absolutely should be. Guys, Terrified, I ask all of you, does this qualify as an entry in JANthology? I say yes.
No.
No,
I don't think so.
it's not
Okay.
a JANthology. It's too tightly knit to be an anthology. It's everything is happening at the exact
all
same
on the
time
same
in the same
street.
street.
Yeah.
Like it's not one story. I don't think it's.
cohesive. Yeah.
I don't.
Okay.
Think it's
I can-
too perfectly done.
I
Alright.
can see why. I mean, like it has
Different
been
things
called
going
that,
on.
but
Yeah.
I personally am like, yeah, it's just
I
kind of
didn't
like
see
a,
it.
it's just kind of like a mashed up story.
Yeah.
That just kind of goes.
Well, I'm saying it skirts the line close enough that we're counting it. So
Sure.
it works for this
Oh,
movie.
so we're continuing with JANthology with this counting.
Oh, we did. I know you were sick last week. We did Satanic Hispanics.
No, so we're continuing.
Yeah, for now at least. Yeah, I mean,
So this counts.
yeah, this counts. I would say this counts. JANthology 3, baby.
That's
That was living on the edge,
That's a
but
borderline.
I'm fine with it. It means we're still rolling into found footage February. Then
Yes,
after
if
that,
we
so.
want to do
are
that
we?
again.
Oh, boy.
well,
I don't
eventually.
like found footage.
I still have one. We didn't do. I
can-
still have one.
All right.
You don't watch anything,
We
I
can-
don't
so
like
it doesn't
found
matter.
footage.
He does have.
That was like borderline hissy fit on me.
You don't watch anything. Shut up. I had an acoustic moment.
Well,
sorry.
JANthology 3, JANthology Rises continues on here with Terrified. So, guys, what do we think of Terrified? I know, Matt, I think you were the one that suggested this movie because it's fucking awesome. So, thoughts?
Yeah, no, I hadn't heard of this one. I saw it before it came out on the, well, not before it came out, but before it was mentioned on this the Shudder 101 movies, scariest movie moments or whatever. I originally heard of this through a page on Facebook. I think it was like one of those like ranker like pages, and it had the picture of the little boy at the table as like the like headline photo. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And I was
Yeah.
like, I'd never seen it before. And this is like probably like 2021.
Mm.
So I was like, what the fuck is that kid? So I like looked at it and it brought it up and it was just like, I forget exactly like what the page was, but needless to say, it got me to where I needed to be. So I watched the movie that like week on Shudder. And I was like, holy fucking shit, dude. Like that movie blew me away the first time I saw it. It's a very scary movie.
Yes, it is.
I don't give credit to movies like that often for being that scary. And that movie is fucking scary as shit. That whole segment with the little boy. Oh, dude, it's
Super
long
creepy.
as hell too.
Yeah.
Like you're like in that room with him for like 15 minutes.
It's very
Yeah.
long.
To the point that you're like, you feel like you can fucking smell him. You're like,
Yeah.
He smells like he's rotten.
He looks
literally
he looks
rotting.
stinky. He looks like
and
he's
it's so miserable looking. And then it's just every time it pans over, he's like you're like he's gonna be in a different position.
Right.
You're just waiting for him to move.
Yeah.
And then
Rugna lets it linger there for
a long time.
While
you're just staring at him, and then the lights go out, and then they come back on, and like his glass of milk's knocked over. You're like, come on,
but like, what,
dude?
what's
like,
different about you?
Yeah,
what I
nothing.
forget what you were like before. Like, yeah.
Every scene is built so perfectly that you feel like you were literally in that scene. Like it's so well done. Like the scenes with that long-legged fucking creature dude living in that guy's closet underneath his bed, and he's like videotaping it. That is some scary fucking shit. That is
such primal,
it's just,
like little kid fear.
It's literal fears, but that guy is so creepy. That demon is so horrifying. Like this movie gets an A+ in jump scares. It was all over the place, and I was like, hey, dude, fucking another jump scare coming. And I was like, just stop it. Sitting there watching it by myself, I'm like, you better not. You fucking scared me again. Like it gets me. And I'm like, you know it's coming, and they still get you.
The first time I watched it, that had to have been top 3 jump scare I've ever had in my life. And it's towards the end, and the guy's in the house, and he like goes to look in the door, and you think you're gonna see that big tall demon, and it's that little kid.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! Yeah. I like remember I was sitting. It was just me. I was the only one home, and I physically came up out of my seat, dude. I don't get caught on jump scares like that, but that got me bad.
The whole thing, like when he tells him, he's like, he's visible from a different perspective. Oh, God, and he goes over to the other side of the bed, and you just see the guy's feet. I'm like, oh God, it's so creepy.
When the guy's looking out the window across the street, and he can see, and he's looking all of a sudden, he's in the window in the house across the street, and then he flips to he like moves his head to the other side of the window pane, and it's right there. Oh God, that
and then the guy's looking for him in the liquor cabinet, and he's in the liquor cabinet, but he can't see him from that door. So there's glass splinters in my eyes. I'm like, oh God, stop that! That sounds so awful.
The car door jump scare also very, very good. But yeah, this does a really good job of blending like jump scares with like actual dread.
Mm-hmm. The music is fucking crazy too.
Practical effects are really good too.
Yeah, and just some horrific imagery. Like I think we were talking about this last week, but dude, it definitely feels like Damian Rugna. Like he has a very specific vibe and feel. Like all of his monsters and creatures and the way things looks between this movie, When Evil Lurks, and then that first segment of Satanic Hispanics, the one with the guy with the Rubik's Cube. Everything is like that gritty, grimy, disgusting.
Like I don't even whether there's a ghost in that house or not. Like there's any of the houses that you see in his movies, I'm like, I don't even want to fucking be in those houses. Like they just look. It's like the dim lighting, and I'm just like, this is just so unwelcome.
Nobody wants to live in there.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like this movie, right? Like this is the type of movie like you want to watch. Like you want to know how to make a fucking scary movie. Show somebody this movie. I honestly, I think this is probably one of the scarier movies that has come out like in the last 10 years. This is what, 2017,
30 years,
probably even more than that, right? Like this is the type of movie that fucking James Blum has wet dreams about being able to make. Like
I think he has nightmares about
right, like
because he knows he can't make it.
Like actually, I like James Wan a lot. I just think a lot of the stuff that he makes kind of is like when he makes like a movie like Malignant, I'm in, but some of the other stuff that he makes that's like, you know, box office stuff, I'm not as sold on, but like, dude, like this is like a scarier, better version of like what the Insidious movies are, and like the Conjuring movies. Like, dude, the Conjuring or Insidious can't carry this movie's fucking dirty laundry.
Not even
like
close.
This, it's
to be completely blunt, like this movie very well could be called When Evil Arrives. And it's like the prequel to When Evil Lurks. Because all the verbiage in this movie, it makes it's like, I'm going to say a word that I hate using, the universe that he's created with these demons and the rotten and all of that. This could initially be, and also you have that weird fucking device that Dr. The female, Dr. Murray, or what's her name?
Let me look up the character names.
Dr. What's her name?
I'll find it.
But
I'll find it.
She has this weird bronze or gold device on her desk when she's searching for the demon in that house. And it looked very similar to me. It almost looked, I don't think it does. It looked like the device that they would use, that the cleaners would use to kill the rotten. Like it was very similar in shape and like it was circular.
That like crazy fucking
that weird thing that they put together. And I was like, this feels like this could be like the birth of that epidemic and like be like 10 years prior.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And this
100%
is-
agree.
yeah.
I said the exact same thing. I can't remember if I said it on the podcast last week, if I had mentioned it.
You did.
I was
Yep.
like, When Evil Lurks almost feels like it's a much later sequel to Terrified, and
Yeah.
this is like the spawn of
Yeah.
what spread.
Because you don't know what the fuck happens.
It's coming from their water
Dude, and everyone's just fucking dying at the end. Like you don't know where they're coming
because
from.
it's in the water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is weird. And like he talks about it and he uses another word. It's not rotten, it's something. And it's like, oh, they have like already have like all the cops already have this lingo. You know, they literally have like their own vocabulary. Like if you listen back, where they have like lingo terms where you're like, that's not how that's described, but they're
Yeah.
talking about it in a way as if it has been a issue for
They're
a
sure
while
of
now.
what they're
They're
talking
sure.
about, yeah.
They're like, yeah, this is definitely paranormal demons. And you're like, oh, I didn't think that
Yeah.
that was a thing.
Uh,
It seems like a prequel.
character names, by the way. The police officer's name is Funes, and the doctors are named Jono, Dr. Mora Albrecht, and then
Albrecht.
Rosenstock is the third doctor.
Yeah, because Albrecht's the one that comes out when he's getting in, when the cop's getting in the car. That's horrifying. And the neck bend,
Yes.
which is from Smile, which they
Smile,
stole.
yeah,
I just
Smile
realized
probably
that.
stole
I was
that,
like,
yeah.
oh, but that was one of the creepiest scenes. I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
what is happening?
Oh, for sure.
Dude, those are the dread that this, and there's really not that much gore.
No.
No, you know,
Not
it's
really.
just
It's
yeah,
literally
the
like,
shower scene at the beginning is probably the
I
the
find
worst.
the
this,
little
yeah.
boy getting hit by the bus, which doesn't even
Yeah,
really
I
show
think
that
again,
much.
that's
and it's not really even like, it's kind of, you're just like,
yeah, it was
Yeah,
like the little girl getting eaten by the dog. It was like real fast. But then guess what?
Yeah.
That kid's still alive. He doesn't kill kids. They come back
Yeah.
every time.
Well, then finally you see that scene where the kid's looking at him through the window and he fucking turns his head.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was fucking creepy as fuck.
Which is like,
and just the
ooh.
fact that they made him like charcoal, like when he was sitting there, like it was just like
he looks
weird,
like he is 10 degrees.
it gave it like
Right?
some sort of like anime kind of feel to it.
Well, his
Really-
fingers are like pitch black from like digging his way out.
Oh,
of
and
the
dude, and like
ground.
when
It's
the cop
Jesus
first
Christ.
walks out of the house and none of them realize it, and you just see the mud
Yeah.
everywhere, and you're like,
Yeah, it's nuts.
it's like a child, like dead child.
Well, that's the
dying
other
by
thing
it.
too. Like, so he is so fucking good at creating these whole fucking scenes and ideas, and like you said, like almost like a universe. But that is such a brilliant, subtle way of being so scary, because he doesn't show the kid really moving around that much. Even later in the movie, he like kind of pops up, but like you don't see him doing anything. You see him sitting at this dinner table doing nothing
Mhm.
for like 15 minutes, but you see these handprints everywhere,
Yeah,
and you're like,
oh.
dude, he was
So
all
he was
over this
walking
house.
on the ceiling
Yeah.
of this house.
Yeah.
And it's
oh, dude, and it's
horrifying.
just so scary and like
Ugh.
sad. You're just like, oh, this
Yeah.
like fucking dead little boy. It's just
Right.
like Jesus.
the other thing
Christ.
too, when that Dr. Albrecht is going through the wall, he's the Captain Fuentes is sitting there, and it just reaches through the fucking gaping hole.
Oh,
pulls
yeah,
her
that
head.
was-
I was
yeah,
like,
that-
oh
yeah,
fuck!
yeah.
Like,
That was good. That
There
was
were
good
parts
jump
of this movie
scare,
that scare
too.
the fucking shit
Yeah, it's a
out of me.
scary fucking movie.
I don't get scared of a lot of things. This movie scared me a lot.
Did you watch
Yeah.
it in the dark too?
No, I watched it like in the afternoon.
I did too.
Yeah, so
Thank
this
God.
is like, you want to be scared, turn the lights off
Yeah,
and
if you
watch
watch
this
this in the
movie in the
dark,
dark.
yeah.
Dude, I
hell
had no business watching this movie.
Yeah.
No thanks. I'm not interested in that.
No, I watched
Uh,
it in the dark.
Kat, first time seeing this movie, right?
Yes.
What'd you think?
I really, really liked it.
Really, really liked
Yeah,
it.
two
Okay.
thumbs way, way up.
Way up.
Yeah.
All right.
I am, and I mean, I'm not a big lover of subtitles, but I feel like
Let's just say the subtitles, you know,
I feel like I'm
you
getting
kind of keep up with this.
yeah, I'm kind of used to them. Like we throw them on the TV now all the time. I mean, so it's kind of second nature now that I'm just reading anyway. But I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I liked the last Hispanic movie, the Spanish movie we did. This one was-
Satanic Hispanics, yeah.
Satanic Hispanic, Spanish Invasion.
Spanish invasion.
We watched.
Santana.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I loved all the characters. I loved the whole culture thing. I thought that it was for an exorcism movie. Is that what you would kind of call
No.
it?
There was no exorcism.
But there wasn't
This was
This
like
is like
the
a plague
Conjuring
film.
on crack,
Or like-
where like the world ends.
I think it's more of a poltergeist movie than it is a exorcist
Poltergeist.
movie.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what? It's just like, I mean,
it's like a demon arrives and
Yeah.
demon don't leave.
It just fucks everything
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Like
There's no exercise thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of
No.
like if you mix like Poltergeist with like a scarier version of Insidious.
the one
I
thing I
think.
didn't really get though was like when the cop said to like the paranormal experts or whatever, he's like, "So what are we looking for here? Like, what are we doing?" Like, and then he sees the guy under the bed and he's like, "So now what do we do? Like, or like she's calling him like, what do we do now? And he's like, I don't know. And it's like, isn't there an end goal you guys have by doing all this? Like,
Yeah, but there
no
is no end goal because no one knows.
No
what
one
the
thought
fuck
that they were
they're
going to
dealing
see
with.
what they were
Right.
actually
Eventually,
seeing.
this is why I think it's leading into them turning into the rotten. This turns into this whole separate.
I know.
It's
I
definitely
want
like there's, and I looked it up too. There's no fan
Nothing,
theories that
no.
say anything about that, and I'm like, this
So
seems
weird.
maybe
so
it's too
obvious.
early. That
Maybe
move-
it's just
yeah.
so obvious though, and he never brought it up. But I think it just is his. I think he's created his own world in his head, but he never was like, I'm going to link these together. He just was making what he wanted to make, but they do link together because there's a definite world that he has created in your universe.
Well,
It
you
is
got to
100%
watch
in
that
there.
Satanic Hispanic.
I gotta watch
At
that,
least just watch the first segment of it
Yeah.
because it's like this dude has like fucking solidified his reputation.
Yeah.
Like he's
a
you
must-watch.
see Damian
must-watch.
Rugna, that is a
Yeah.
fucking sprint to
That's
the theater
Stanley
for
Kubrick,
TV and
basically.
must watch. Yeah. So this movie is fucking crazy.
Matt, you said that you first found out about this film on 101 Scariest Horror Movie Moments on Shudder, as did I. By the way, the little boy scene, I believe, was the scene that landed it on that countdown at number 66, sandwiched right in between Last House on the Left and Friday the 13th.
I gotta say that
That's
I don't know how
crazy.
that's the scene. Of
Yeah,
all the
I
scenes,
actually-
that's the scene.
The little
I
boy
was
one?
waiting. Yeah, that one scene. I saw that scene. I was like, oh, that was scary. And then I was like, I saw the scariest scene in this movie. And then I was like, nope, I didn't see the scariest scene in this movie at all. Like that was
I
not
think-
the scariest scene.
I
in that
think
movie.
it's definitely that movie, that scene. This is like the third time I watched this movie.
You think it's the scariest?
I dread getting to it. I'm like, because you just sit with him for so long, and I'm like, this is going to be the time that I notice something I didn't notice before, and I'm going to fucking screw girl. I'm like,
I also like how they bring that woman there, the doctor who's randomly outside taking pictures,
yeah.
and she goes inside and she doesn't think to take a picture
Well,
of the child.
the other thing too is like
Sitting
when
there,
you
like, why are
notice
we
that
doing
he
that?
was like inside like he got like into like a cooler or something outside.
When they put him
like,
into the cooler, when they
yeah.
put the plant on top, and the
Yeah.
kid's watching from the
Yeah.
other room,
Right. Recording.
But it's just like the other thing too is like one of the first time I watched it, I didn't really put together like the handprints all over the place. And it was like the second time and this time where I'm like, God damn, like he was like crawling all over the fucking house.
Like, certainly was.
Just in the dark alone.
Horrifying.
Like just like what is he looking for? Like what is he doing? And all he's doing is just sitting there, but he's there and he's not supposed to be. And it's just like it's just like it's that simple and that fucking scary. It's
This-
like Pet Cemetery, dude.
this
That
should
movie
not
creeps
exist.
me out every time
Yeah.
when the kid comes back because it's just like, dude, it's just so unnatural. Like this isn't what's supposed to happen.
Yeah,
Like it's
no.
just it's that simple and that scary.
Not in the
And then the
least.
fact that the guy like reburies it under cement, and
Yeah.
she
And
still
she
comes
still
back.
digs it up?
And she's like, "Oh, I got him." And he's like,
Yeah.
"What?"
Yeah.
What the
I got him.
He's like, "Why are you questioning
Yeah.
this? Your child was
Like,
definitely dead."
I jackhammered him out of
but
that
then
shit. He's
immediately though,
easier.
she said that, and I was like, "How the fuck did she know that he was underneath cement?" I'm like, she didn't know that.
Yeah.
she didn't.
No,
know that.
she
And then
did
she's
because
like,
the
"Here he
phone
is," and I was like,
call.
"Oh my god, he's back!" I was like, "Good god."
No, because he gave the person the number to
No,
reach her.
She figured it out because she dug him up.
Let's dig him up.
She was like, "You buried him under cement." He's like, "Yeah," and he was like, and I was like, "How did she know that?" And then she was like, "Had the child." I was like, "Oh, well, she dug him up."
Dude, that's I'm not kidding, man. That's got to be the scariest fucking scene in a movie, arguably I've seen it ever.
Yeah, it's
it
fucking
really
scary
gets
movie,
me
dude.
under my skin bad.
Andrew, you were talking about Rotten Tomatoes shit earlier. This movie, by the way, 77% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, 69% audience score.
Really, that
Interesting.
low? I
It's
feel
a
like
deep cut movie from Argentina.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
What does Saw fucking 37 have?
I have no idea. I'd have to
100%.
look it up. But
It's 99% for each.
What is Night Country? Night Country has 100%.
Night Country's, I think, 100% fresh.
Who?
on,
That's the
Rotten
dumbest thing I've
Tomatoes.
ever heard.
True
That's
Detective, the new True Detective so far.
that'll go down.
The first episode of the new season of True Detective is
Now that it's
100%
out,
fresh?
that'll go
Correct.
down.
Yeah, it'll go down over time probably. But as of, I think I saw recently that it was at 100%.
I'm convinced that production companies pay Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh,
to just
100%.
post.
100%.
Well, the thing that people don't understand about Rotten Tomatoes is that it literally, like, the higher the Rotten Tomatoes score does not guarantee that something is a classic.
No, it's
literally it's a binary thing.
Would you watch it or not?
Do you recommend it or not? Yay or nay?
But see, the
There's
fact
no
that like,
you just say
yeah.
yes or no.
Yes
yeah,
or
the
no?
fact that like it's that big of a difference sometimes,
Yeah.
makes me feel like you're getting paid to say that.
Right.
Because there's plenty of movies that like I would watch it, like Skinamarink, perfect example, very high rating. I would watch this. Would you?
Mm.
You're fucking kidding me? You would watch this? You will watch nothing happen for 2 hours and then talk about every other movie then should be a watch.
Yeah.
If you're willing to watch 2 hours of nothing, then you should be able to watch anything. If that's what it's boiled down to, sorry.
If Skinamarink is like 85% fresh, that means that people are saying, I want you to experience the same amount of pain that I did when I watched this. So yeah, I recommend.
No, they're just saying that I'm
trash
educated.
movie for 2 hours.
This movie's good. You just don't know why it's good.
Because it was so bad.
It's
I want
analog.
you to experience it too.
Dude, it's like the audio visual button. You have the cables in the back where you plug your Nintendo into. It's that
analog.
No, it's like
horror,
when
man.
analog.
Here, this. Oh my god, this smells horrible. Here, smell it. Like,
I mean, I do that when I fart.
The old
I'm
smell.
like, you like that?
Well, kudos to the audience score in Skinamarink. So Skinamarink, by the way, 72% fresh critic score, 44% audience score.
I like that.
So that's actually more in line with what I was thinking.
More on order.
Back to Terrified, though. A couple interesting things that I saw that at least worth mentioning here. Now, love Guillermo del Toro, don't love this. This is a few years ago, so I don't know if it's still happening. December 2018 was reported that Guillermo del Toro intended to produce a remake of the film for Searchlight Pictures. So basically an American remake of this film, which, again, doesn't need to happen.
No.
Just put on the subtitles and go watch this.
Why can't people watch movies with subtitles? It's so... It makes America look real bad.
It's about money.
Yeah, but it makes America look bad. Like they can't just like watch a movie with subtitles.
They don't. That has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
No, they're not marketing it towards us.
Yeah. There's that, and then also, I guess during the pandemic, the COVID pandemic, Rugna said that he was working on a draft, his second draft for a sequel to this movie.
And he wrote it.
Yep, he wrote it.
When
He was
Evil
going to write
Lurks.
it and direct it. So basically, I guess he had an exclusive interview here that I'm looking at right now with Rue Morgue magazine, talking about the sequel being developed. Here's a direct quote from this interview. What I can tell you is that if I get to shoot it as I wrote it, it will be at least 5 times gorier than the first one. So sounds like he's definitely open to making a sequel, and I will give him the leeway to say, do whatever you want, buddy, because I'll fucking watch it.
I think he has another movie that he's working on too that he was saying kind of some similar being like, oh, it's gonna be fucking brutal.
I wonder if it's the same universe.
Okay.
I could be confusing that with Damian Leone though.
Terrified. Because they're very Damian Rugna.
Yeah, both Damians.
By the way, Terrified. I keep hearing about this on a lot of a lot of stuff on Twitter. They're already doing
it's X.
X on X. They're doing a lot of speculation for different horror movies that could be coming to Halloween Horror Nights this year, and Terrifier, Damian Leone's Terrifier, keeps popping up as a potential thing, and I don't see
Didn't
how
they
they
try
can
to
make
do that
work.
last year and they couldn't?
So I don't know if it was ever really in consideration. It's the fucking goriest movie. Like one of the goriest movies of all time. I just don't know how they could put it in a theme park and be like, here's Terrifier, go walk through it. That's fucking
you
nuts.
could have just like some random actors just walking slowly through the place, just staring at you, like dressed as him.
Yeah, like Art the Clown does. Yeah. I don't know if it would work
But
well
like
as a haunted
otherwise,
house,
like how you gonna do that as a haunted house? You gonna have some just dumping bleach, maybe someone just dump bleach on you. And you're like
sawing
oh
a
my
woman in
God.
half, essentially.
Yeah, just
smearing
throw salt and lemon juice and bleach on
smearing
you.
feces on a wall in a bathroom and in a pizza shop. So yeah, a lot of good stuff to mine for a haunted house and Terrified, the original.
And fucking
Disney
World's
yeah, right.
They'd be like, my child doesn't approve this.
So, Terrified. Back to Terrified. Released at festivals in 2017. So it pops up as a 2017 movie. Was released in the United States and all that in 2018. So whatever. It's listed as 2017. Could be qualified as 2018. So I'm counting it as 2017 here. Banger year for horror.
I would always go with the year that it comes out where we can actually watch it.
Well, I did it as 2017. We could really do both, I guess. 2017, by the way, that's the 1 year that we did this year in horror episode on a few months back. We just kind of talked about everything that came out that year. Good year for movies, though. Want to hear about some of the other ones that came out that year?
Sure.
1922, the Stephen King Netflix movie with Thomas Jane. Good movie. The aforementioned Alien Covenant. I believe we've said enough about that already. Amityville, The Awakening.
Never saw it.
Nope.
No
I'm
one
on Tubi right now, though. I browsed past it earlier.
Have any of you guys seen Anna and the Apocalypse?
Yeah.
This is on Shudder right now.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I've heard mixed things. I know this is a horror musical that is a Christmas-themed zombie movie, right? Yeah, something. Matt's like, yeah, sure, okay.
I don't know what we're talking
That's
about.
Anna and the
Yes.
Apocalypse that came out in 2017. Annabelle Creation, which is part of the Conjuring universe, and actually is not that bad, believe it or not.
I don't like it.
Let's see.
I don't like
Matt's like, I hate it.
I've
like
never seen
poison.
it.
The Babysitter, which is a Netflix exclusive slasher movie, I didn't see.
Oh, yes.
The Bye Bye Man, I did not see that. So
I saw that.
The pee-pee poo-poo man.
Bye bye to that.
The Bye
You
Bye
saw the
Poo-Poo
Bye Bye
Man.
Man? Did
Yeah.
you did you like it?
It's like
I think I
Keanu
did.
Reeves.
It was
Yeah.
a while ago. It's a long time ago.
Okay.
2017.
2017. Yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
Andrew Creep 2 came out in 2017.
Love that movie.
Very good. We also got in 2017 Cult of Chucky. Haven't seen it.
No, I didn't see that.
We also got The Endless, which have you guys seen?
I like that movie. We talked
Good
about that
movie.
movie. They also did that other movie that we really liked.
Yep, they did. They did the Spring movie that we talked about.
Spring.
Those guys.
but
the
there was
one with the
also-
monster lady.
Yes.
But there was Endless. They did another movie that was really good too.
Yeah, it's Justin Moorhead and Aaron Benson are the directing team. I
Yeah, they're
think.
very.
That movie.
What was
Spring,
it?
Right.
Spring.
Yeah,
I
we watched it.
did.
But yeah, that's a good movie.
I think I had to bail on that episode for some reason, but I remember liking that movie.
I
Yeah.
forgot about that movie.
We also got a Flatliners remake in
Ooh,
2017, which flatlined. See what I did there?
Oh.
Ooh. Some movies that
Let 'em
did
have it,
not.
Mikey.
Some movies that did not flatline in 2017. Gerald's Game and Get Out.
Yeah,
I
those movies
love
rock.
those movies.
Two
Fantastic movies.
massively successful
Fantastic.
films. And then, dude, the hits keep on coming here. It, Chapter 1,
Yeah.
huge success in
Solid.
2017. Huge successful movie to Cat that Andrew also really liked was Happy Death Day. That came out in 2017. So,
Solid.
Good year.
yeah, pretty good year for horror here. We also got It Comes at Night, which I don't think really belongs as a horror movie, personally.
Same.
That was
Yeah.
the vampire.
That was very boring.
Window.
No,
That's
right?
that I saw a thing the
Oh,
other day.
2024.
that was Let Me In. Oh, yeah.
That had, what's his name? Joel
Edgerton.
Joel Edgerton, who's fantastic.
Yeah.
He's
I
good and everything,
saw-
but it wasn't a horror movie.
Recently,
It's an
like
apocalypse.
the last couple of weeks, that movie's getting kind of its flowers since it's hit streaming.
It was a good movie.
yeah, people. It's getting a bit of a resurgence now. People
It's
are
not. I
Renaissance.
don't think it's a
Yeah,
horror
Renaissance,
movie though.
yeah.
I think it's a very well
It's a
done movie.
thriller.
It's a thriller. It's an apocalyptic. Like nothing really happens.
It's an A24.
It's 100%. Yeah.
Here's a couple of sequels nobody asked for in 2017. Jigsaw and Leatherface. Both those came out in 2017.
Awesome.
Any of you guys seen a movie called Life, which is an alien movie with
The
Jake
Ryan
Gyllenhaal
Reynolds.
and Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's a pretty hardcore body horror movie.
Dude, it really is. And I feel like that one flies under the radar.
What is it called again?
It's called
Life?
Life.
Life.
Not to be
Cat-
confused with the movie with Eddie Murphy.
Yes,
What's this?
Cat heard Ryan Reynolds and was like, oh, okay.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I missed
will
that
partake.
last one.
I will partake.
Life.
Yes,
Okay,
Life with Ryan Reynolds and
Great.
Jake Gyllenhaal. We also got Mother from Darren Aronofsky
Fuck.
in
Top-
2017.
Top one banger. My favorite. I love that movie.
And we also
saw
got
it.
Raw in 2017,
Oh,
the French
banger.
film. Yep, dude, I'm telling you, big year for horror.
No,
Big
that's
year.
technically that'd be a 2016.
Maybe it would. Yeah, this I'm
Going off
I'm
of
going
your
off a
logic
list.
on
Yeah,
this one.
potentially. Okay.
So that was actually 2017 in reality.
Rings,
Not
the
my
sequel
channel.
to The
Mine.
Ring.
Yeah.
And I say nay to that. Split came out in 2017.
I liked that.
I like that movie. I like Blast too.
Yeah, here's a
Mr.
movie.
Glass.
Here's a movie that I love, The Black Coat's Daughter. That
Mhm.
movie
That was
fucking
very good.
great movie.
rocks.
Another
Awesome.
A24.
And we
banger.
talked about this earlier, but The Killing of a Sacred Deer came out in 2017.
I only just watched that like
Yeah.
last year too, like within this past year. And that
Yeah.
movie
You
is
ever seen The
fucking
Lobster?
Crazy, yeah.
I love that.
Same
Yes.
director.
Yorgos Lanthimos.
He
He just
just did
did
Poor
Poor
Things.
Things. Yeah, with
Yeah.
Emma Stone. And
Dog.
haven't
Have you ever
seen
seen
that.
Dogtooth?
Dogtooth. No.
It's like one of his first movies. Have fun with that one.
Dogtooth. All right.
All right.
Dogtooth.
And then how about these? Listen to these movies to close out the year here for the last of the ones. The Ritual, The Void.
Awesome.
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 Tigers Are Not Afraid, which I
Never
still have
saw
not
it.
seen. That was written and directed by Isa Lopez, who is doing this new season
Oh,
of True
right.
Detective.
that's right. Okay, I'm like, why
Same-
does that
same
sound
director. Veronica, which I believe is either Spanish or French film that came to Netflix. Pretty fucking scary. And then
familiar?
an anthology we covered a couple years back, XX, the
Oh, yeah.
all-female
I like
led
XX.
anthology.
That's
So,
cool.
dude, banger fucking year for horror in 2017. or some combination of 2017 or 2018, whatever you want to fucking
In
call it.
2016.
In 2016.
3-year window.
Top performing box office horror movies at the box office in 2017. Number 10, The Bye Bye Man, Cat. So there you go.
Pee Pee Poo Poo
Yeah,
Man.
Pee Pee Poo Poo Man.
Top
I
5.
thought
No one
that
gives a
was
fuck
good.
about top
I
10.
vaguely remember that movie.
Number
but I
9, Resident Evil, the final
Poop.
chapter.
Shit.
Number 8.
Is that what we're saying? We're just saying poop
Yeah,
or shit?
poop, shit. You call the shit
Poop,
poop.
shit.
Number 8, Rings, poop.
Poop.
Number
Shit.
7, Jigsaw,
Poop shit.
with 38 million.
Poop shit. Shit.
Number 6 with $55.6 million, Happy Death Day.
No,
Yeah,
poop.
pretty good.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Number
Pretty good.
5 with $74.2 million, Alien Covenant.
Loved it.
Number 4 with $102 million, Annabelle Creation.
Poop shit.
And then rounding out the top 3, 3, 2, 1, Split, Get Out, and It. Split made a
Get Out should have been
Yeah.
number 1. Split
Yeah.
should have been 2, and It should have been 3.
So Split
I'm
made
with Andrew on that.
138 mil.
I like that.
Get Out made $175 million, and It Chapter 1 made $327.4
I was just giving my rankings
million
of the movies.
dollars.
It was
Holy
fine.
fucking
Wasn't
shit!
that good?
Holy cow.
Holy cow!
Holy cow. Phil Rizzuto? What is going on? Holy cow.
Oh god! And then also just the year at the box office.
That place with the
2017.
keys.
Top 10 movies of the year in terms of box office numbers. Number 10, The Fate of the Furious. I hate those movies like Poison. No, thank you.
Wait, what?
What is this
That's
new
what the movie is,
countdown?
The
What are we
Fate
talking
of
So
the
we're just
Furious.
talking about like what other movies came out this year.
Was that
So,
was Vin Diesel? in
Vin
that?
Diesel,
Oh, it's a Fast
Fast and the
Yeah,
Furious.
The
movies.
Fate.
The
Too
Fate.
fast.
The Fate of the Furious.
Too
Then we got
Sounds like
Logan
Shakespeare.
at number 9, which is a Wolverine movie.
That movie was awesome.
Awesome, so good. It's
Logan
so
was so
good.
good.
Despicable Me 3.
Awesome.
Thor Ragnarok, 311 mil. Then
Yay.
It, 6th highest grossing movie of the year. We talked about that. Spider-Man Homecoming at number 5.
No.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume
Oh,
2.
wow,
So
just
all
a
Marvel
bunch of
shit.
dude.
Number 3, Wonder Woman. Number 2, the live action Beauty and the Beast remake from Disney.
In the
Beauty in the
basement?
basement.
Beauty in the
Beauty in the basement.
basement.
Murder on the dance floor. Beauty in the basement.
And rounding out that year with $517.2 million. Number 1 at the box office. Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi.
That movie
Duh.
sucked too. Dude,
I know a lot of people hate that one. I mean, it's all so of the top 10,
I've
1,
seen
2,
one of those
4 of them are
movies.
Disney. Yeah, 4 of them are Disney
Or
and-
Marvel.
or Marvel. Well, that's
Which is-
so
yeah.
same thing. Yeah,
Dude, terrible.
yeah. So a lot of Disney.
That's what ruined
a lot of
movies. I don't
superheroes.
think COVID ruined movies. I think Marvel and Disney ruined movies.
I mean, there's certainly an argument to be had for that. And Marvel has kind of been getting kicked in the dick.
yeah, because
lately.
they're making
I love
terrible
watching
movies.
actors
Yeah.
like just be like, the whole issue is that all you idiots want to go see fucking Marvel movies.
No.
And there's the issue.
Yeah.
Yep.
Marvel movies
stop
and,
making them.
and horror movies. Actually, a lot of people go out to see horror movies in theaters.
What's his face? John Mulaney made a fantastic joke at the not the Oscars because that was the other idiot that did it. He made like a Marvel joke. It was very good. You had to look it up. I can't remember what it was, but Robert Downey Jr. was dying.
Thank you for
So-
not trying to tell it.
I
It
appreciate
was so
that.
funny. Yeah.
I was
wasn't gonna
like,
ruin that.
don't. I was like
I was
trying to
gonna
like
ruin that
mentally
joke.
will you to not do it.
I was like, I'm not gonna do
Don't,
it. He nailed it. He did nasty.
Could have just been like,
I could have. I wanted to see if
So
it would
this
work.
guy did things, and
Jedi
he
Mind.
yelled at the guy's face, and the other guy's face was like, "Jesus fucking Christ, who the fuck is this?
This
guy?
guy's about to check.
fucking bozo dubbed over."
Bozo's doing the dub.
oh my god.
All right, guys. Anything further on Terrified, or should we just fucking quit while we're ahead here? What do we think?
Scary movie.
Yeah, very fucking
Watch it
scary
in the
movie.
dark.
Terrified.
yeah.
Literally.
This is definitely like a movie for sure that is. It's. I think it'll be cemented into my like top 10 scariest movies. I've
It's a
ever
bang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, certainly aptly titled, and yeah, I feel like this is definitely like this movie and Lake Mungo. If someone's
Ooh,
like,
yeah.
"What's a scary fucking movie that I probably haven't seen?" Those would be like my top 2 go-to recommendations.
talked
And
about
this is,
Lake
this movie legit
this is-
scared me. It
yeah, this is
scary.
I think if you watch in the dark, you'd greatly benefit
Yeah.
from,
Yeah.
from a weighted
Lake Mungo
blanket.
too. Lake
Yeah.
Mungo. Fuck, that movie scares the
Again, it's
fuck
just
out of me.
something
yeah,
out of
Lake
my-
Mungo's
Can
horrifying.
you watch a movie with subtitles?
This is probably
Please do it.
more consistently scary throughout than Lake Mungo.
Oh,
Yeah, but Lake
yes.
Mungo, I think
Much
delivers the worst jump scare of all time.
Yeah, that got me fucking real bad.
Even after seeing it more than once.
Yeah. I feel bad for you that part got ruined by the Shudder Countdown series. Ruined. Such a shame.
It was fine. See, I didn't think that is very scary because it was ruined.
Well, see there you go. That's why. Kat, Andrew, anything further on Terrified? We good?
I'm good.
Good. Andrew, good? Speak now, forever hold your peace. All right. We done. Guys, 200 episodes in the books.
Wow. Oh my God.
I got about 100 and something till I can catch up.
That's okay. You're part of the team, buddy. We're here. So, yeah, well, thanks for listening to us for 200 episodes. And if you have listened to all 200 episodes, shoot me a message. Let me know. I'd love to know you, person. You listening to all 200 of our episodes. So that's going to do it for the 200th episode of America's Hometown Horror. Thanks so much for tuning in and hanging out with us. As always, we certainly appreciate the support. And we'll be back next week with some other movie or some other topic that we haven't figured out yet. So I've been joined by Andrew.
With JANthology.
And Matt. Yeah, it'll probably be something JANthology related. And that's what I got, guys. Thanks for joining. Say good evening and goodbye to your audience, co-hosts, and everybody in between.
Good evening and goodbye, audience.
Good evening.
Enjoy your evening, fuckface.
Smell you later.
Looking forward to the 201st episode.
Wow. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hey everyone, it's Mike from America's Hometown Horror, and I want to say thanks again for listening to another episode of our show. If you're interested in more local Plymouth podcasts, I'd highly recommend you check out the shows from our friends over on the Inebriart Podcast Network. In addition to America's Hometown Horror, you can find shows from Inebriart, the Old Colony Cast, Bar Talk, Theme Park Legends, and Retro Redoctopus, so head on over and give them a listen.